Okay.
Okay. Okay, so what model this is here is the X26, Taser X26. Taser's a brand name. This weapon in law enforcement here in Edmonton is referred to as a conducted energy device, CED. But for obviously, for the public acknowledgement, it's going to be a Taser, just because that's what everyone recognizes, so we'll just refer to this as a Taser device. What this is here, and I'll just show you how it operates. Essentially, you would place a cartridge on the muzzle of the weapon, which goes right onto the end here. Once inserted, the weapon can be in two modes, either safe, which it is now, or armed. So in order to arm this weapon, there's just a switch here, flip it up, and now it's armed. And when it's armed, it produces a laser beam with an illumination light. So the illumination light was created to give a little bit of a silhouette to your target, and to obviously with the laser is going to provide a point of aim. Once that weapon is activated, you have the ability to fire it. It just operates on a trigger, just like a regular firearm would. And we wanted to, Taser, when they created this, wanted to make certain that it was very similar, so that way, because we do a lot of firearms training, it's very similar for the officers, so it's not a really big steep learning curve. Essentially, when you fire this weapon, it's going to produce a little bit of energy, and I'll just go ahead and show you that. So what that is there is 50,000 volts of pushing power, pushing a certain amount of energy. So what that means is when you see that spark of the energy jumping through the air from one contact point to the other, which is 1 inch, it requires 50,000 volts to push that energy. So essentially, pushing power is all voltage is. So if it was higher voltage, then it would just push that energy a little bit further. Because it's only 50,000 volts, it pushes it only 1 inch. But it's the amount of energy that we need to make sure that we concern ourselves with. If it's too high of an energy source, then there's an issue. This here, the energy that this weapon produces is 0.07 joules of energy, which, to put that into perspective, an external cardiac defibrillator, an average one, is probably going to operate around 360 joules of energy, which is approximately 5,000 times more powerful than this weapon here. So a huge difference. Again, it's not the voltage that matters, it's the energy, the output of the current. This weapon here, when it is activated, it will also give our members a little digital display of a battery life. It also will tell the officers if we cycle it. It'll show basically the duration of the cycle. And it'll automatically shut off after 5 seconds, and it'll re-engage once the officer presses the trigger again. If the officers actually hold the trigger down, it will continue until the officers let it go. So the officers have that ability. There is technology inside this device that stores that information, and we collect that information, attach it to each file, and that way there's accountability, obviously, to the public, to the members, to the Edmonton Police Service as well. That's pretty much it.